Hey, Fighting Illini fans, Michelle Provenzano, and I'm catching up with volleyball head coach Kevin Hambly. Coach, you have an all-new coaching staff coming up. Hillary, Joe, Owen, all moving on to other things, but new coaching staff coming in. What are some of the things that they bring to the table so far?
Well, Hillary, Owen, and Johanna, they were younger, and they had a lot of energy, and they kept things light, and they kept it young. This group's not as young. I think they're an older group, but they have a lot more experience. And Erin Lindsay's been a head coach. She was head coach at Dartmouth and was Ivy League Coach of the Year, and then she was at North Carolina for a lot of years. So she brings a tremendous amount of experience. We've been able to see that in the gym. I've been able to give her a lot more as far as I'm not teaching her as well as teaching the players, and that's been fun. Certainly, we're all working together to try to get better, but it's been fun to have more of a professional coach who's been here a lot longer, and I think Hillary was heading down that path. She just needed more time, but family took her away. So I think Erin brings a good mind to the game. I've given her Jordan from the setting position, and because she's a setter and she's great at training setters and training the offense, and so she's taken that, which has been fun to see Jordan's progress. Jenny was the next one to join us as director of operations, and her role she'll have much more of an impact as we get into the fall and get into travel and all that, and she helps with camp and all that. It's much more of an organizational role. So her impact in the gym is pretty minimal. Her impact in our program is huge, I think. She's been through this stuff. She understands our stat programs and all that, and she brings a really, really high level of experience as far as scouting and statistics and all that. So, and she's very organized, and she keeps my life straight, and it's a big deal. And she's brings a good personality to the group. Jason coming, he's 15 years as a collegiate assistant coach. He's been at Stanford. He's been to Final Fours. He's coached some great players. We've yet to see the impact he's going to have. I think he's ready to be a head coach, and so I feel like with him coming, we have 3 head coaches on staff, and that's a big deal. And I plan to give him a lot of autonomy, and I plan to give, just like I gave Erin a lot of autonomy. And so I'm looking forward to seeing kind of how this all lands. I think the challenge for all of us is going to be first year. None of them have been through a Big Ten, season. So there'll be a lot of trying to figure out how we work together in the Big Ten and what the Big Ten's like and how different it is in the ebb and flow of the season and all those kind of things. I've been through it a lot. I'm just going to make sure I do a good job of organizing us and keeping us communicating about things. And I think the thing I like about the staff is that they're not going to let that slip. They feel the same way. And if they're missing something, they don't feel prepared, we're going to be able to talk about it. But we get the group together and the dynamic. I love the dynamic of this group. I love the openness to communicate. I love the openness to try to just grow the game, our program. And I'm excited how long we can keep this group together and kind of see, what we can become in this next year and in years to come.
Well, great. And as far as Erin goes, she came pretty quickly after getting hired. Did she go with you to a lot of spring competitions with the girls, get to see what her coaching style was like in a competition setting?
Yeah, the problem is that the time of the competition is actually our biggest recruiting period as well. And so with Owen leaving us after the first week, first competition, we were all there. And then Erin, she had to go out and recruit. So she didn't get to be around a lot of the competition, which is a bummer. It was a bummer, but it is what it is. And recruiting is the lifeblood of the program, and that's her main role is going to be recruiting in the offense and Jordan setting, not just Jordan. But with all that, she was doing what her main responsibility is, and so I had the team by myself, which is unfortunate for the team. I'm sure they had enough of me, but I think that the fall we won't have that issue, and we'll really get a good sense. But in all those competitions, the work's really done day to day in practice. It's not really done when you're in the matches. I mean, there's some communication that goes on. There's things we want to work on and want to do, and certainly Jordan and her need to figure out how to work together. But even without the pressure of the fall and really putting game plans in place, this is much more about us than it was about the opponent, which is where you start to talk about game plan. I don't think we really would get a good sense, period, what it's like to work together, because it's not going to be the same as it would be in the fall. A lot of new kids and a lot of new coaches, so it'll be an interesting fall.
Yeah, something all fans can look forward to seeing
exactly.
in the fall. Well, for more Illini sports coverage, visit fightingillini.com.